Hey everyone, welcome back to GoLocal Live. I'm Ava Gaudette, and up next in the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center, I have composer, pianist, and co-director for the new music ensemble Verdant Vibes. They have their Winter Warmer concert happening this weekend, and it's jumping off their new season. And so I'm very excited to talk to Kirsten Volness. Kirsten, come on out. Hi, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
So, Verdant Vibes, it's in its third season, and it's described as a new music ensemble and concert series of new works, new compositions. So tell us a little bit first about the organization itself, sort of how it came about.
Yeah. When I moved to Providence about 9 years ago, I was a composer just finishing graduate school, and I realized there weren't really opportunities for me here as I maybe would find in New York or Boston. So it came along very slowly, but at some point I realized I was going to be staying in Providence for a while, and so I thought it'd be a great time to start a new music ensemble. And then other people in town would have jobs playing music.
Yeah, it's always nice.
Other composers would have an opportunity to hear their music, and so it's partially a pet project, so I have more opportunities in the world, but it's also,
Right.
I'm trying to share that with all of the folks in the new music community and really try to build a diverse community that has a stylistic umbrella that's very free, and we have, generally our programming involves a lot of multimedia and electronic music, so we involve dancers and video and other sorts of non-musical artists. We like to collaborate a lot.
Yeah.
So you never know what's going to happen at a concert,
It
essentially.
seems so cool. I watched some videos and listened to some music, and it's true. It's very open. It's very artistic, and like you said, you never really know what you're going to get. So we're going to talk more about the concert itself, but I want to get into a little bit more detail about the ensemble. So you guys are sort of a set ensemble, and then you will work on new pieces. So tell us how you have chosen the people that you're working with, and how everyone sort of gets their role in the ensemble.
Right. Well, our core ensemble is made up of 8 musicians, most of whom live in Providence. Our clarinetist lives in Boston and comes down a lot, but it's great because I feel like I kept meeting friends who liked contemporary music of all sorts, and a lot of them play folk music and other types of music as well. And so it was a great opportunity to just have a chance to play with a lot of our friend group, just involving them in things. But every year we have an annual call for scores on our website. It's just a simple Google form where people can send us their music if they want to have it performed. We don't charge any fees. We want it to be very open to anyone, accessible. And so we've gotten music from all over the world. It takes us about a month to listen to all of it because it's probably 800 or 900 pieces.
It's amazing. I went to
Yeah.
the page on your website, and you were like, thank you for all the hundreds and hundreds of submissions. And honestly, my first reaction was, I didn't know there were that many new music composers out there.
Yes.
How do you tap into your, what is your biggest resource for connecting to the right people?
I would say the internet helps a lot. I mean, there's
Good old Google.
Yeah, there are Facebook groups everywhere
Yeah.
for various types of composition, and just having been in school and meeting people and having a career as a composer and a performer allows me to just meet different communities of folks. And I also work really hard to make sure that women and people of color we reach out to them specifically,
Right.
to make sure they know it's a possibility.
Yeah.
And when it's not very hard actually to choose a diverse program because we have so many pieces at the end of it that are really great
Right.
that we want to perform. And so at that point it's just a matter of curating pieces that work well together and create an overall, ways of connecting disparate styles. Maybe something's really not as accessible, a little bit more timbral and experimental, but usually there's a way you can connect that to something on the opposite end of the spectrum.
Sure.
Just by putting them next to each other.
Right, and so
Yeah.
part of what you do as curators of this is making sure the pieces sort of flow. You're giving a little bit of everything because it seems like you probably have plenty of good pieces to choose from.
I think
Does
of
it
it
get
like
difficult?
it's like making a mixtape.
Yeah,
I used to
exactly.
do that all the time as a child.
Yeah.
So in a lot of ways, it's just that in real life where people perform each thing individually. But we also have a guest artist, at least one guest performer every concert. And usually we'll try to pick from some other musical mode. So we've had Alec Redfern perform his sort of accordion, nice Eastern European sounding modal analog synth kind of music.
Cool.
And I mean, the idea is that anyone who's creating new musical ideas or new media or new video, I mean, we want to involve them
Right.
in our shows. So our guest for December, next Saturday, is going to be Kelly Moran, who's a pianist from New York, and she does a lot of prepared piano. In this case, she's bringing keyboards to play.
Okay.
She has a lot of samples that she's put together. And so she'll be playing a solo set for about 30, 40 minutes at the end of the night, and it'll be really wonderful. She's gotten great reviews on Pitchfork and NPR. She just recently played a show at Roulette in New York, and so she was actually one of my students when I was a teaching assistant.
Oh, that is
at
so
the University
cool.
of Michigan, so it's nice to come full circle
Absolutely.
and see people really succeed and try to help them along and
That's amazing.
bring them to our little community to
Yeah.
share their talents.
So this concert, the Winter Warmer concert, this is the third annual.
Yep.
And it's starting off your new season. And as you said, Kelly Moran is the featured guest, but there are a number of composers that you're
Yes.
featuring. So tell us a little bit about who you have, the works that you're going to be doing. And then my question is, the composers that are like from all around and not just based here in Rhode Island, do they come or do you just do their piece?
A lot of them come.
That was
if
like
they
5
can.
questions in one.
No,
I'm sorry.
it's okay. Well, to go through the program, we have a wonderful piece for violin and bass written by Oznat Netzer, who is an Israeli-born composer who teaches at Harvard right now. And so she's only in Boston, and I think she'll be here as long as
Cool.
she doesn't have another show that night.
Sure.
That tends to be the problem.
Yeah.
And then we have a piece by Christina Warren, who's actually a visiting professor at Brown University in their electronic music and multimedia program. And she's going to be performing with us. She's a singer, and her piece is more improvisatory. There are different directions she gives the ensemble, and they respond to her as she sings and makes interesting electronic music sounds and all sorts of stuff. We have a video piece by Providence native, who I think will also be here. He's coming back.
Cool.
And that is about being on a train, and it's very soothing and relaxing, but the music, it's also, it's very well put together, the way the sound and the image interact. And we have a piece by Amanda Feary, who is an Irish woman. I think she's in school at Princeton right now, getting a doctorate in composition. And it's very much inspired by DJ culture and like glitchy, rhythmic kind of, disjunct pieces that are kind of put together. But it's very groovy and fun at the same time. And then finally, what's the one I'm forgetting? Yes, there's a solo vibraphone piece with electronics by a Brazilian composer named João Pedro Oliveira. And his pieces are really great because they do a good job of incorporating the live instrumental sound with the electronic sounds to the point where you can't really tell the difference sometimes.
Oh, cool.
Or they just really interact in interesting ways with crazy panning. And,
Yeah.
I'm very excited about it because I think it's a wide variety of things and really shows off the capabilities of our performers. They're not just reading the music, they're able to improvise and create with people. And we have other composers coming in to work with us later this season, writing new works that we'll be performing in the spring.
What a great opportunity, like you said, for the members of the ensemble to just really stretch what they can do as performers and artists by doing so many different composers' works. It's really amazing. I'd love to talk a little bit more about your background and sort of how you made it here. I feel like Providence is very lucky to have you. You've done so much composing and performing, directing and co-directing other organizations. You've been a recipient of numerous awards and grants. How did you end up here and giving us your talents here in Providence?
Well, my partner Jacob Richmond, who actually started the ensemble with me, I do a lot of these projects with him, to be honest. He got into Brown, to the multimedia electronic music program that Christina's teaching at right now. And so we came here for him to go to school, and I couldn't find a teaching job in 2008, surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
So it was a great opportunity to just actually be thrown off the deep end and learn how to be a freelancer and create a job for myself and write a grant to make things happen that I want to have happen, artistically and otherwise, to support myself. So I think it's been a really great community artistically. I always have found wonderful collaborators of all sorts in various projects. One of our side projects is called Meridian Project, and we work with astrophysicists who will create a lecture based on whatever our topic is. One was dark matter, another was a meteor shower, because we performed it under a meteor shower. And so we would combine the lecture with a performance we create around it, in music and video inspired by the topics at hand. And so, there's no shortage of wonderful, amazing people here who are totally game to just come over and make something up.
Yeah.
Which may not be as easy in a different city.
Right, it's true. And this is a topic that gets brought up a lot here on my show, is just the amazing arts community here in Rhode Island. Is very open, it's very supportive, and it seems like you're really adding so much to this particular genre of new music. I know you also curate for the Music Mansion. We had a performer on the show recently, and that's when your name came up, and I'm like, I know her name. So you're definitely, you're doing a lot in this town. So it's just, really, really cool for you to be here.
Yeah, happy to be here.
So the Winter Warmer concert is happening this Saturday night, and it's going to be at the Mathewson Street Theater. And do your venues change from concert to concert?
They do, actually. We've really tried to move it around to different neighborhoods, still having it be accessible by bus, everything like that. You don't want to be too far out in the sticks. But we used to do a lot of shows at Aurora before they sadly closed. We do things at the Music Mansion a lot when we need a piano. That's always a question, like, where am I going to find a piano in this town? But Mathewson Street Theater, we have a relationship with them because we do our Tenderloin Opera Company performances and meetings there. So we've been in that space for many years, and it's great to be able to, tie all the strings together in the work that we're doing. So
very cool, very exciting. This sounds like another great show to check out this holiday season. Check out the Winter Warmer with Verdant Vibes. Kirsten, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much for having me.
I'm going to take another quick pause, set up for my next guest, so please stick around.